Just doing my obligatory live video. I think this is 13 out of 100 in 13 days so far, so I haven't missed one yet. Doing good there. And just thought I'd talk about something real quick concerning a few things that I've been experiencing and also other people have been experiencing. And so real quick as a background, like for a long time, I never had any experience with any sort of disembodied entities, disincarnates, spirits, ghosts, anything like that. But people would tell me their ghost stories and I would listen with interest and curiosity, but also sort of dispassionate because, hey, I have no reference for any of that. Like, I don't see spirits, never heard from ghosts, never experienced anything like that. So while I'm not discounting it, I'm not outright saying, oh, I don't believe in that. I'm just like, it's not in my experience. So what can I say? But then one time I moved into a new house and I was paid a visit by a certain spook a number of times. Freaked me the hell out. Like, definitely shocked me and terrified me for a little while. I wouldn't sleep in that room. I began sleeping down in my living room for like a month and a half. And then finally I worked up the gumption to go and face it. And I sort of did my own little clearing, spoke to the thing, but it would wash over me, this feeling. I would get goosebumps all over my flesh. I became paralyzed and the thing would hover over my body. Very, very strange. I never experienced anything before that or since. But it definitely shifted my thoughts around those things. So again, like I said, I never discounted it. I just like not part of my experience. Well, now I've experienced something like that. So that when people talk about things like that, I can relate. So in the same way, this is how I am with astrology and with like the moon and things like that and the planets. And people are always talking about like Mercury's in retrograde. That's why everything's so shitty right now. And oh God. And to me, that just, it seems very disempowering to be at the mercy of the planets. And so but again, I don't disbelieve in it. I just don't experience it, like not consciously anyway. So I don't put any attention into it or any thought into it. I know a lot of people have talked about this latest eclipse, and some people are like, it's the best thing in the world. It's so awesome, so powerful. And other people are like, oh, I hate this. This is terrible. Like, I'm so suffering. And to me, I'm just like, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was beautiful. Like, I thought it was really a beautiful thing to see and witness. And maybe there's some meaning to it. Maybe there's an effect. I don't know. A lot of traditions, ancient traditions, do talk about these planetary shifts and moon eclipse as being a big, powerful explosion of yin energy. And so there's an opportunity for growth. So yeah, who knows? I don't know. But just not really, I'm certainly not going to give my power away to it. If it helps someone, awesome. But I think a lot of people allow themselves to be disempowered by things outside of their control. And so I don't think that's a good thing. I think we should make ourselves strong and grounded internally so that even if there is influence from these things, that we're able to take it, like we're able to handle it. And I'm not saying that, life isn't going to be difficult. It's definitely going to be difficult at times. But the stronger we are inside, the more we can handle whatever life throws at us, whether it's planets, whether it's people, whether it's job situations, relationships. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, we become very strong inside when we practice daily. Spiritual practice, prayer, meditation, qigong, tai chi, yoga, whatever your practice is. But like, if you're consistent with it, honest with yourself, rigorous, and you have an approach that's authentic, that produces results for you, that's what is going to help you get through those times. So aside from that, I know I titled this thing something about the feeling the love of God. And so briefly, I just wanted to mention that because that's something that has been coming up for me quite a bit lately. For the last few years, I went through a pretty lonely kind of period. It was kind of weird for me during COVID, and being isolated kind of up in Maine for a lot of it and such, and having gone through a breakup and all these kinds of things. So yeah, it was a difficult major time of growth. But what I've been noticing recently, and I also I'm not on any substances or anything like that, so a lot of changes have come out of this time period for me. And just kind of recently, what I've been noticing is I have been experiencing this self-emanating love. So some people call it like love of the self. I call it love of God because I'm not afraid to use that word. And also because I think it helps clarify, because sometimes people think of love of the self, but they don't understand that you're talking about self with a capital S, which is referring to God, in case you didn't know. Big self means God, consciousness, Shiva, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it in your tradition is fine. But, I think being afraid to call it something is just limiting yourself. And people say like, oh, just use whatever language is according to your belief systems. But like, do I really need to say that every time? Are we that weak? Are we that triggerable inside that like we can't just speak our minds and speak freely and people know like what we're talking about? Like if you don't relate to that, you can like change the words in your own mind. Like you can do that yourself if you want, if that helps you. Or you could just realize like people have different experiences, different backgrounds. And so they use different language to refer to similar things. Anyways, I don't want to get off on a tirade too much. I've been known to do that sometimes. But I wanted to talk about this love because it's been bubbling up for no reason. No reason at all. So, I mean, obviously I have plenty of things in my life to be grateful for. But, I could just as easily focus on seemingly negative things as well if I choose to. But it's not related to any of that. It's not like I'm doing a gratitude process and then all of a sudden I feel good afterwards. It's like waking up in the morning and feeling love emanating from my whole body for no reason. And I'm certain that this is the result of a number of things. Spiritual practice, dedication to my path, daily practice for hours. I practice for at least 2 hours, like every day. And getting off of all substances, I think that's really helped bring about clarity and open up my natural well-being state. So anyways, wherever you are in your path, in your life, in your journey, in your experience right now, this is kind of like to offer you some hope because again, I was having a difficult time. I was not enjoying life to the fullest. Let's just put it that way. I was not enjoying life to the fullest. I wasn't waking up every day on fire with joy and all this kind of thing. And, sometimes it was a struggle just to, put a smile on my face. But that's changed. And so if it's changed for me, then it could change for you too. It won't just happen on its own, probably. You might have to do something. Like I haven't been sitting around just wallowing in self-pity. No, I have not been doing that. I've been practicing every day. So this is the fruit that's bared from that practice. And I encourage anyone else, whether you're going through a difficult time or not, it can always get better. It can always get better. Like this is the best. Like waking up, feeling self-love, feeling the love of God for no reason. It's incomparable. And again, if it can happen to me, I'm not special. I mean, we're all special in a way, right? We're all unique. But like, I don't have some magical powers that you can't attain this. Also, if you put your mind, body, and spirit to work for you, along with the power of the divine. So that's all I got to say right now. It's possible for me. It's possible for you. And the more it is experienced, the deeper it gets. And I think like this is just the beginning. This is only the beginning of what is to come. So wherever you are, again, I encourage you. I'm sending love, vibrating out to you, whomever you are. And I hope that you pick some of it up and it lightens your day a little bit. And until next time, my friend, be well.